I actually met my partner. I was in a toxic relationship. Now, I know some of y'all are like, that's not how God works. He don't do it like that. Don't put him in a box. I was with this guy for 7 months. And while he wasn't like abusive, like physically or verbally or emotionally, sorry, trigger warning to y'all, he was psychologically abusive, but not because of what he was doing, but because of the familiarity of the situation, reinforcing trauma I had already had with my father and every other man after that. So you know how like when you don't heal from the past, you kind of just keep repeating that same situation over and over again until you learn your lesson and then you can exit. Yeah, that's what happened. The unfortunate part was I was actually at the end of learning that lesson, but I was still holding on to the relationship. It was very hard for me to let go of, not because I didn't understand that this wasn't normal and it wasn't okay to be treated like this by this person, but because I was attached to dysfunction and familiarity, and that felt safe more than going off into the unknown, which I knew with my new decision and my new perspective was inevitable. So one day I just had to accept the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. And I cried out to the Lord and I asked him to not only break the soul tie with this person, but also to give me a new experience. Because I knew that deciding not to be with him meant that I was either going to stop dating altogether, which is what I purposed in my heart I was going to do. God had other plans. Or I was going to end up in the same cycle again. Because while I knew better, I still could not do better. And part of the reason why I couldn't do better is because I didn't have any reference points to chart a new future. So I had to let God tell me what was right, because all I had, all the data points were psychological abuse, emotional trauma, and rejection, abandonment. That's all I knew. And so I was going to look for that again without trying. So I cried out to the Lord and I literally asked him to change my appetite. I said, God, I will keep picking the same people. I'm coming to you as humbly and sincerely as I know how. And I know that in my heart, while I want something different in my head, my heart is not capable of making that change. I am not able to do this for myself. Can you do it for me? I asked him to change my appetite, cleanse my palate, and to give me a new experience. And lo and behold, literally a week after, God did just that. And now that I am about 6 or 7 months into dating this person, I can honestly say like the experience is nothing like anything I have ever had before.